Alright, today I'd like to go into double standards and how the Super Bowl that I have heard so much about recently is a prime example of such. Now, I'm not here to disrespect either the Patriots or the Falcons, as I am not very educated on football, and plus I try not to get into the personal aspects of my discussions. But what I do know is that Tom Brady, along with the rest of the Patriots, pulled some form of miraculous comeback after what, in the circumstance I understood, was a horrific deficit behind their opponents, and managed to win by a bit. And it's scoring a lot of praise amongst their fans and admiration in the football community, which is fine and dandy, but if you turn that same action, which the action being you are staggering, you are behind in your performance, you are behind the expectations people have of you, and you make a comeback from that and succeed, then in this instance, it seems worthy of immense praise. But to a mediocre person in their day-to-day life performing the same action, or even an exemplary person performing an equivalent action, they are met with indifference and sometimes even criticism. I'll give you 3 examples. One, if you have a college student studying for finals and pretty much does not do much at all. They're slacking, they're falling behind, gets to the point where nobody thinks they're going to pass their final. But they manage to pull like a couple of all-nighters, 48 hours no sleep, and then slam their final down and pass, that you pretty much just say, wow, you actually did it, bro. And other than that awe of succeeding, there's really no praise there because you expect it of them. Let's escalate in intensity for a moment and go to a mechanic. Let's say a mechanic is looking at your car because something's busted and you need it fixed. Whatever it is that's busted, they accidentally bust a few other things in your car trying to fix it. And they manage to salvage it and fix all the things at no additional effort on your part. You really don't feel need to praise them at that point. In fact, the knowledge that they broke several other things in the attempt probably makes you lose your faith in them. But let's escalate again to a more severe instance. Let's say you have a team of doctors that are performing a heart surgery, and something severe goes wrong, like they accidentally do notable amount of damage to an artery, and, well, the patient could die from it because now they can't perform the surgery properly. Well, they pull a recovery out of their 4th point of contact, and they then proceed to save the patient and successfully perform the heart transplant. At that point, they may be looking at the loss of their career as well as the hospital getting sued for making it back to square one on terms that were that dissatisfactory. So you each have an instance there of falling behind tremendously on a task, and the more important the task is in our immediately applicable day-to-day relevant life, you actually find a greater likelihood of a greater sense of dissatisfaction. But when you detach yourself to a group of athletes who don't know you exist and have no substantial impact on your life whatsoever, an equivalent action becomes tremendously praiseworthy. Now, I'm not saying that these people are not worthy of praise, because I heard some tremendous things happen there. Like, for example, among the many things I've been hearing, apparently Tom Brady has now won, I think, 5 Super Bowls under one team, so there are some things worthy of note to be stated. I'm not disrespecting the Patriots. But what I'm saying is, you're giving people who have no significant impact on your life more praise than the people who do, more understanding than the people who do, more glory and welcome and love than the people who actually impact your day-to-day life. And that says something about us. That says something about us as a people. That the excitement and entertainment of an action receives that much priority over things that have anything from personal impact to drastic personal impact, such as in the case of the surgery. And we wonder why we're not going anywhere in life. Our investment, our priority is going to people who matter that little to us, and we matter that little to them. Why are we not investing that priority into each other? Why are we not investing that priority into ourselves? If you go to college and you're busting your butt for a final and you're a Patriots fan, you should give yourself that credit. Congrats on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl, but that credit should be going to you, because that's how you get the enthusiasm to get where you're going. They've gotten where they're going. They can get a pat on the back for winning. You don't need to praise them for making up for the performance they should have been making in the first place. Personally, from somebody who's not really much of a sports enthusiast, I would have been more impressed had I heard that they had had a minimal deficit or a tie or something and then made such a skyrocketing performance. That would have impressed me. But that's just the perspective of someone who doesn't have a real appreciation for sports. But needless to say, you're investing that positive reflection, that positive bias. You are suspending standards and expectations for people who will never objectively impact your life, who will never significantly do anything for your existence. Where the doctor, the mechanic, the college student, who could be your son, your neighbor, or the a family trusted doctor because you have a history of family problems. These are the people who do matter. These are the people in your communities, and they receive less praise than people who are so detached from your day-to-day life that they are literally a step away from being fictitious. Let that sink in, and just ponder on how you should be assessing your priorities. Like I said, not dissing on the Patriots. That's some fantastic work there. But I think people are a little whack when they can't give their mechanic a bit of credibility for salvaging some screw-ups, but they can give somebody who doesn't matter to them and they don't matter to, and you don't matter to them, so much hero worship. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Double standards. You should really reprioritize, guys. Peace.